Hi, this is David Davidson. Friday, I walked out of the hospital. They took the port out of my shoulder. The port is a device that they use to put chemotherapy products directly into your blood system. I went through the chemotherapy oncology ward, and there was people sitting around. Some of them with no hair, some of them emaciated. And I was there to take the port out of my shoulder after only 3 months. I had to consider myself lucky. What's all this about? About 3 months ago, 2.5, 3 months ago, I started a swelling on my leg, on my knee actually, and I'd hurt myself years ago, and it caused a Baker's cyst, which is a collection of fluid in and around the knee joint. While that was going down, I started getting a swelling on the side of my neck. Well, I thought that it was just a reaction to my body healing from the Baker's cyst. Sometime in the middle of all that, my knee had gone down and the size of my neck was almost as big as a chicken breast. I mean, it literally was from my ear to my clavicle, from my throat here, all the way around to the back of my neck. I was in another town, and I told my boss that whenever I got back into town, I was going to the emergency room, which I did. That was a Sunday night, about 6 o'clock that I arrived. By 9 o'clock that night, I was up on the 6th floor. I went to sleep. It had been a long day. All the testing, just going to the emergency room and sitting there and waiting. They had IV fluid running into my system. They'd given me a couple basic x-rays. The next morning I wake up and I find out I'm in the cancer ward, which I could not believe. I had a swelling underneath this arm, and I had a swelling on my neck and a little bit in my groin. And they started doing tests. The doctors started doing tests, a lot of blood tests. They were just filling me with all sorts of fluids. And they suspected lymphoma cancer. So I had my laptop with me. I just absolutely hate television, so I started researching lymphoma and what it was about. Come to find out that lymphoma patients don't really have a long life expectancy. At 55 years old, like I am, I was expected to live maybe 9 months, 3 to 4 years after chemotherapy. Well, they did a biopsy. They took the node out from under my arm, which was the size of a lemon. That's what they said, and they did a pre-staining on it. Did a staining. It took 24 hours for it to stain, and they came back with a diagnosis of 80-90% chance of cancer, lymphoma, which is cancer inside your lymphatic systems. It's a blood cancer. Well, I went back to work. I told him I wasn't interested in starting chemotherapy until we had gone through all the tests. I wanted to find out exactly what I was dealing with. I wanted time to research my options. While I was researching it, I found out that there's two different schools of thought with the healing of cancer. One of them is the drug therapies, chemotherapy, the different things that they do with that. And the other one was nutritional and detoxification. It's another whole school of thought practiced by the world throughout. I met the owner of a nutritional product company called Purium, Purium, and he had told me that he had other people who were taking products which seemed to help according to what they said. He says, here, let me give you $400 or $500 worth. So, not knowing what else to do, I took it. I just took it because I didn't know what else to do. I was pretty afraid. Cancer, you know, that's the Frankenstein of the humans, you know. So, within 2 weeks after I started taking this product, the swelling on the side of my neck had gone from literally wrapped all the way around my neck to about that far, which was 5 inches, actually measured by a sewing tape measure. And then I opted to do one chemotherapy treatment. It was Rituxan. It actually worked with my healthy immune system, marking the bad cancer cells. Within 72 hours after doing this chemo, all of the cancer was gone, all the swelling was gone, and the doctor could not actually tell me why. He couldn't tell me why I had it anyway. Even before I was taking the product, even before I took the chemo, I took the product just because they said it would help. They said that it might help. I had swelling in my chest and in my groin area and on my stomach, little nodes that were swollen up. And that swelling literally went away. When I first was in the emergency room, they had classified me as stage 3. When I went back for the results of my early testing, 2.5 weeks later, they had backed off the diagnosis to stage 2, which was on both sides of my neck. The doctors could not explain that. 3 months later, as I mentioned earlier, I walk out of the hospital with the port gone, walking healthy. I've lost weight. I don't have swelling anywhere in my body. I would invite you to try this product by going to superfoodtrial@gmail.com. Tell me you would like to try it, and I'll send you 10 days supply. You just got to pay the shipping. Or if you'd like to go to the website, I used a GoDaddy domain, PuriumCuredMyCancer.com, and that will take you to the website about the Purium Superfoods products. I don't know if this will do for you what it has done for me in your health issues, but it's worth a chance. It's worth feeling better to give it a try. It only costs $10. Send me an email if you'd like to find out more. This is David Davidson, glad to be alive, Phoenix, Arizona, 2012. You have a great day.